Hi, hello everyone. Welcome to my channel. This is 𝐔𝐽𝐽𝐸 and in this video I'll explain you how to create a managed and unmanaged instance group on Google Cloud. So first we need to navigate to Compute Engine. So here you can see you need to navigate to Compute Engine. So here you can see virtual machines. Right now we don't have any of the virtual machines. When I select here instance templates, we don't have any of the instance templates, and let's come down. So here you can see instance groups. So you need to select this instance groups. And here we don't have any of the instance groups. So directly select your instance groups. So when you select your instance group, create instance group. So here you can see we can create managed instance group and unmanaged instance group. So in this video, first let's create managed instance group, and after that let's create unmanaged instance group. So when we create managed instance group, so first we need to give the name of the instance group. So here I'm giving the name like managed instance group 1. And let's come down. So when we create any of the managed instance group, we need to create first instance template. So here you can see right now we don't have any of the instance template. So first let's create instance template, and using that instance template, we need to create this managed instance group. So let's go back, and here you can see instance templates. So directly select this instance templates, and here you need to select create instance template. So first you need to give the template name. So here let's give instance template one name like. So here you can give whatever you want. So when comes to location, here we have two different types of options. One is regional and another is global. So if you select here regional, you can create VMs in only US Central 1. So if you select here global, you can create in any of the region. Okay, here I'm going to select global. So when comes to machine configuration, here I'm going to select E2. So when comes to machine type, here I'm going to select E2 medium. So let's come down. So when come to boot disk, I will select here change, and here I'm going to select Ubuntu. So here you can see this is Ubuntu. I will select this, and I'm going with 10 GB. So the default storage is 10 GB. You can increase, but you may not decrease. And directly select here select and come down. So when comes to firewalls, so here I'm going to select allow HTTP traffic. So when comes to advanced options, let's come down. So when comes to networking, here I will select my custom VPC. So previously I created a custom VPC, my VPC. So I'm going to select this custom VPC. So here also I'm going to select US Central 1 subnet, and I will show you this custom subnet. Let's select this and let's come down. So here you can see VPC network. So I will open this in a new tab. So here you can see my VPC. I have created it two different subnets. So when I open this my VPC in subnets, here you can see two different subnets. One is subnet A and subnet B. So here I selected this my subnet, my VPC, and here I selected subnet A. Okay, let's come down and directly select here management, and let's come down here startup script. So I will come here, or else let's remove this. So I will copy this and I'll paste it here. So before selecting here create, I will explain this startup script. So let's open this. Okay. So first it will update our virtual machine, and after that it will install Apache 2 web server, and after that it will start Apache 2 web server, and it will enable HTTPD web, sorry, Apache 2 web server, and it will display message like Apache web server is running on GCP VM, and it will store this content in var www HTML, and in this file index.html path it will store this content. Okay, so let's come here and let's directly select here create. So right now we are going to create instance template. So using this instance template, we are going to create managed instance group. So let's open this. So here you can see instance template has been created. So let's refresh this. So here you can see this is the instance template we created. So using this instance template, let's create managed instance group. So let's go to instance group. So this is the one. Directly select this. And here directly select create instance group. So first you need to give the name of the instance group. So here I'm giving the name like managed instance group. So here you can see instance template. So previously we created instance template, right? So here we need to select that instance template. So I'm going to select this instance template 1 and let's come down. So when it comes to location, here we have two different types of options. One is single zone, one is multiple zone. So if I select here single zone, so here you can see if I select here US Central 1, I can create only VMs in US Central 1C. So if I select here multiple zones and if I select here region US Central 1, I can create virtual machines in multiple zones. Okay, here you can see you can create virtual machines in this multiple zones. And let's come down. So when it comes to auto scaling, in this video I'm going to disable this auto scaling. So in next video I will explain you how to create auto scaling groups using managed instance group. Okay, so let's directly select here delete auto scaling configuration and delete. And let's come down. So here you can see we need to give number of instances. So using this managed instance group, how many instances you need to create? It was asking. So I need to create 3 instances. So when we create this managed instance group, 3 instances will be created using this instance template configuration, guys. Okay. So let's come down. And here you can see auto healing. That means health check. So directly drop down this. So previously I created a health check. So let's create another health check for this video. Directly select here create a health check. So name, let's give my health check. So let's give like this. So when it comes to scope, here I'm going to select global. So okay, let's select here regional. Let's come down and directly select here create. Directly select here save. Okay, this is the one we created health check. Let's come down and here you can see port mapping. Directly select here add port and here you need to give the port name. So here I'm giving the name like for this video port and port is 80. So Apache 2 is running under the port of 80. So that's why here I'm giving 80. Okay. So let's directly select here create. So let's open here compute engine again. Let's come here and directly select VM instances. So within some time here 3 virtual machines will be created. So let's come here and let's refresh this. So let's drop down this notification. So here you can see managed instance group is going to create. So let's wait. Let's refresh this. So here you can see managed instance group is created. So right now 1 to 3 instance is creating state. So group type is managed instance group. So we created on this date and on this time. So we haven't enabled auto scaling. So let's refresh this. So here you can see 1 to 3 instances going to create. So let's open this and let's refresh this virtual machines. So here you can see 3 instance it is in creating state. One it is in running and still 2 instance it is in creating state. So this 3 instance is created using managed instance group. Okay. So let's come here. So here you can see 1 instance is verified. So 2 instance still it is in creating state. So right now health is 0%. So let's come here and let's refresh this. So our 3 virtual machines is created. So using this managed instance group, 3 instance has been created. So let's come here, but still our managed instance group health is 0% healthy. Okay. So within some time here you can see 100%. So let's refresh this. Again, let's refresh this. It will take some time. So here you can see 66% healthy. So 2 instance is in up and running and still 1 instance is in configuring state. So that's why here 66% healthy. So let's refresh this again. So here you can see 100% healthy. So when I come here, when I reload this, our 3 instance is in up and running. So we created these 3 virtual machines using managed instance group. So here you can see 1 instance is created in US Central 1B. 1 instance is created under US Central 1F. 1 instance is created under US Central 1C. Okay. So now let's do one thing. So here you can find these three virtual machines. Okay. So let's copy external IP. So here you can see, let's select instance templates. So using this instance template, let's wait. So here you can see, using this instance template, we created managed instance group, right? So this is the managed instance group. So let's open this managed instance group and let's come down. So when we create managed instance group, we created the desired number of instances is 3. So that's why 3 instances created. So let's copy this external IP address and let's open this and let's paste it here. Select enter. So here you can see Apache 2 web services running on GCP VM. It was displaying like this. Again, let's come here. Let's copy instance to external IP and open a new tab and paste it here. Select enter. So here you can see same message it was displaying. Again, let's come here and copy third instance external IP and open a new tab and paste it here. Apache 2 web server is running on GCP VM. So these three virtual machines is created using instance template. So let's open this instance templates. So using this instance template, these three virtual machines has been created. Okay. So now let's directly go to instance groups and let's delete this instance group. So when we delete this instance groups, then automatically these three virtual machines will be deleted, guys. Okay. So let's open this managed instance group. And here you can directly select your delete group. That means you can directly delete this instance group, or else if you want to delete any of the virtual machine, directly select this virtual machine and directly select here delete. So one virtual machine will be deleted. Okay, but we haven't configured auto scaling. If you configured auto scaling, by default if you select three instance will be continuously maintained by Google. Okay, so let's delete this managed instance group and let's create unmanaged instance group. So here you can see we are going to delete this managed instance group, directly select this and directly select this delete, or else let's create manage unmanaged instance group, guys. Let's leave this, let's delete this at last. Directly select here create instance group. So here you need to select unmanaged instance group. So previously we created managed instance group, right? So now we are going to create unmanaged instance group. So when we create unmanaged instance group, first we need to give the name of the instance group. So here let's give name like unmanaged instance group. Okay, let's select this unmanaged instance group, right? Okay, so when comes to location, I'm going to create under US Central 1, and here you can you need to select zone. Okay, so here you can see when I drop down this and when I select my VPC, here it was not selecting subnets and everything. Why? Because means we sorry, subnet 8 was selecting, and when I drop down this, we don't have any of the virtual machines, no available VMs. Why it was showing like this means, in the main difference between managed instance group and unmanaged instance group is, when we create managed instance group, first we need to create instance template. So in previous video, in previous I explained you, first we created instance template. So this is the instance template. Using this instance template, we created managed instance group. So in that managed instance group, we have given three instances desired state. So that means by default, three instances will be created. Okay. So to create unmanaged instance group, first we need to create a virtual machines by default. Okay. Directly select here VM instances and let's refresh this. So let's create three different virtual machines. Directly select here create instance. And first we need to give the name of the instance. So here I'm giving the name like instance 1. And here you can see region, I'm going to select US Central 1. Zone, here I'm going to select US Central 1A. And when it comes to machine configuration, here I'm going to select E2. And machine type, here I am going to select E2 small, or else let's select E2 medium, and let's come down. So when it comes to boot disk, directly select here change, and here I am going to select again Ubuntu, and here I am going with 10 GB and directly select here select, and let's come down. So when it comes to firewall, here I am going to select hello HTTP traffic, and when it comes to advanced options, let's come down, and when it comes to networking, here I am going to select my VPC, and subnetwork is I'm going to select subnet here, and let's come down. So when it comes to management again, here let's copy this everything, and let's come here, and let's paste in startup script. So I will change this content, virtual machine 1. Okay, let's come down and directly select here create. So one VM is creating. So let's create another virtual machine. Directly select here refresh, and directly select here create instance, and let's give the name like instance 2. Region, here I'm going to select US Central 1, and zone, here I'm going to select US Central 1A again. Okay. Previously we selected for instance 1 US Central 1A. For instance 2 also, here I'm going to select US Central 1A. And when comes to machine configuration, here I'm going to select E2, and here I'm going to select now E2 small, and let's come down. And when comes to boot disk, here I'm going to select change, and here I'm going to select again Ubuntu and select. Let's come down. And when it comes to firewall, here I'm going to select hello HTTP traffic. And when it comes to advanced options and in networking, here I will select under network interfaces. Here I'm going to select the custom VPC, my VPC, and this is the subnet. And let's come down again. Let's come to management, and in startup script, let's come here, and again let's copy this, and let's paste it here. So now here I'm going to select virtual machine 2. Okay. So previously we have given virtual machine 1. So right now I'm going to select virtual machine 2. So let's come down and directly select here create. So let's refresh this. So here you can see our instance 1 is in up and running. So let's copy this external IP. Let's remove this 3, and let's open a new tab, and let's paste it here and enter. So here you can see Apache 2 web server is running on GCP virtual machine 1. Let's come here and let's refresh this again, and let's copy instance to public IP. Let's open a new tab, and let's paste it here. So it was loading. So it will take some time to boot that startup script, guys. So meanwhile, let's come to virtual machines. So up to now we created two different virtual machines. So let's open this, and let's reload this again. Meanwhile, let's create another virtual machine. So right now we created two different virtual machines in US Central 1A and another instance in US Central 1A. So now let's create in another zone. Directly select here create instance, and here I'm going to select instance 3. Region US Central 1. Here zone I'm going to select US Central 1B. Okay. So let's select here machine configuration E2, and machine type, here I'm going to select E2 micro. Let's come down. So when it comes to boot disk, directly select here change, and again here I'm going to select Ubuntu and directly select here select, and let's come down. So when it comes to firewall, here I'm going to select allow HTTP traffic, and when it comes to advanced options and when it comes to networking, here again under network interfaces, here I'm going to select the custom VPC, which is my VPC, and this is the subnet. And let's come down. So when it comes to management and in startup script, let's open this again. Let's copy this, and let's paste in startup script. And here let's select virtual machine 3. Okay, let's directly select here create. Let's open this meanwhile and let's refresh this. So here you can see Apache 2 web service running on GCP virtual machine 2. So this is the VM2 guys. So let's come here and let's refresh this. So here you can see third instance, it is in creating state. So why it was taken this much time means we have written startup script, right? So to boot that startup script, it will take some time. So let's come here and let's refresh this. Our third virtual machine is in up and running, and let's refresh this. So instance 1 we created under US Central 1A, instance 2 we created under US Central 1A, and instance 3 we created under US Central 1B. Try to remember this guys, I will tell you after that. So let's copy instance 3 external IP, open a new tab and paste it here, enter. And again this will take some time to boot this. So meanwhile, let's go to this instance group. So directly select here again managed instance group. So when we create any of the managed instance group, first we need to give the name of the instance group. So this is the location. That means we need to select region. In which region you are going to create. That means in which region your virtual machines are having, it was asking. So my virtual machines are in US Central 1. So here I'm going to select US Central 1. Here you need to select zone guys. So directly select here US Central 1A. So here you need to select your VPC and here you need to select your subnets. So when I drop down this, so once let's reload this. So let's wait. Again select unmanaged instance group. So here we need to give the name unmanaged. Unmanaged instance group. So when it comes to location, here I'm going to select US Central 1. Zone, here I'm going to select US Central 1A. Okay, directly drop down this and here I'm going to select my VPC. This is the custom VPC and here I'm going to select subnet A. So when I drop down this VM instances, so here you can see it was displaying your instance 1 and instance 2. So let's come to virtual machines. So here you can see instance 1 and instance 2 we created under US Central 1A and US Central 1A is created under instance 2. That means instance 2 also we created under US Central 1A. So that's why here it was displaying only two instances. So instance 3 we created under US Central 1B, right? So if I select here US Central 1B, it will display only one virtual machine, guys. Here you can see instance 3. So here what you can understand is like when you create unmanaged instance group, all the virtual machines should be in the single zone. Okay. So we create this unmanaged instance group for load balancers in Google Cloud. So in next videos, I will explain you how to create load balancers, auto scaling groups and everything using managed and unmanaged instance group. Okay. So now let's select here US Central 1A and let's drop down this and let's select here these two virtual machines and directly select here OK. So we selected two virtual machines. So these are the two virtual machines. So these two virtual machines we created under US Central 1A. So here you can see we selected zone US Central 1A. So that's why it was taking only these two virtual machines. So when it comes to port mapping, again here I'm going to select add port. So we need to give the port name and port here I'm going to select 80. So Apache 2 is running on port 80. So that's why here I'm going to select port 80. So directly select here create. So before selecting here create, once again I will explain you. So when you create unmanaged instance group, we need to give the name of the instance group first. So after that, you need to create some of the virtual machines manually. Okay. So we created three different virtual machines. So it will not when we create unmanaged instance group, it will not take in different types of zones, guys. It will take only in single zone. So in single zone, we created two different virtual machines. One is instance 1 and instance 2. So that's why here I'm going to select region as US Central 1 and zone as US Central 1A. So in US Central 1A, we created two different virtual machines. So these two are the virtual machines. Okay. So when it comes to port mapping, our Apache 2 is running under the port of 80. So that's why here I'm going to select port 80. Directly select here create. So meanwhile, let's open a new tab. So here you can see our unmanaged instance group is going to create. So meanwhile, let's do one thing. Let's select uh, unmanaged instance group GCP. Let's open this first link. So this is the official documentations of Google Cloud, guys. So here you can see group unmanaged VMs together. So an unmanaged instance group is a collection of virtual machine instances that reside in a single project or zone or VPC network and subnet. Okay. So it was telling like an unmanaged instance group is nothing but it is a collection of virtual machines inside a single project. So here single project is nothing but here you can see under top of this is one of the project. So when I drop down this, so this is one of the project. If you have some another project, so that is one of the project. So all the virtual machines are resided inside this single project. Okay, it was displaying like this and single zone and VPC network and a subnet. Okay, so meanwhile, let's come here to instance groups and let's refresh this. So here you can see our unmanaged instance group is created. So when I open this unmanaged instance group, so here you can see we have given two virtual machines for this unmanaged instance group, which is instance 1 and instance 2. Okay, this is how you can create managed and unmanaged instance group in Google Cloud. So in next video, I'll explain you how to create a load balancer using this unmanaged instance group, guys. Okay, so let's go back and let's delete this everything. Once again, I'm telling you, let's open this instance group. So this is the managed instance group and this is the unmanaged instance group. So when you create managed instance group, first you need to create instance template. So using this instance template, you need to create this managed instance group. So when you create unmanaged instance group, by default, you need to create some of the virtual machines in your Google Cloud, and using that virtual machines, you need to create unmanaged instance group. So when you create unmanaged instance group, all the virtual machines should be in the single zone, guys. You need to always remember that your virtual machine should be in the single region. So here you can see instance 1 and instance 2 we created under US Central 1A. So that's why it was accepted these two virtual machines. So when I open this unmanaged instance group, so inside this you will find two different virtual machines. One is instance 1 and instance 2. So these two virtual machines we created under US Central 1A. Okay. So this is how you can create managed and unmanaged instance group. And now let's delete this everything. So after completing your lab, try to delete each and everything. And because Google Cloud will charge some of the amount from you, so that's why try to delete each and everything after completing your labs. So directly come to instance groups. So here you can see instance groups. I'm going to select this. So this is the managed and this is the unmanaged. So one thing I forgot it to tell you. So we created two different that means we have given this, sorry, we created two different virtual machines and we have given the two virtual machines to this unmanaged instance group, right? So when I come here and when I refresh this, so here you can see in use, these two virtual machines is using by unmanaged instance group and these three virtual machines are using by managed instance group. Okay, it was displaying like this. Okay, so let's come here and let's select this managed instance group first and let's directly select here delete and delete. So when I delete this managed instance group, automatically these three virtual machines will be deleted, guys. Okay, let's directly select here delete and let's refresh this and let's come here once again. Let's refresh this. Here you can see now these two virtual machines is stopping. So after some time, this virtual machine also will be terminated. So here you can see three virtual machines is going to terminate. So let's come here and let's refresh this. So here you can see unmanaged managed instance group is going to delete. So let's drop down this. So here you can see delete virtual VM managed group. That means this is the managed instance group, right? We are going to delete. Let's refresh this. So three virtual machines is going to terminate. So when we delete this unmanaged instance group, but these two virtual machines will not be deleted, guys. Okay, let's refresh this. Let's come here and let's refresh this. So meanwhile, let's delete this unmanaged instance group also. Directly select here delete and delete. So here you can see unmanaged instance group also is going to terminate. That means delete. Let's open this and refresh this. So here you can see three virtual machines got terminated. So managed instance group is going to delete. So let's directly select these three virtual machines and directly select here delete and delete. Let's refresh this once again. So here you can see still it was in the deleting state. So meanwhile, let's go to this instance group and let's refresh this. So our our two instance groups has been deleted. So let's come here and let's refresh this. And this three virtual machine still it is in terminating state. So meanwhile, let's go to instance templates and let's delete this instance template. Select this instance template and directly select here delete and here delete. Let's refresh this. So let's wait. So here you can see we deleted our instance template also. Let's come here. So our three virtual machines also deleted. So let's drop down this. So it was showing like this. Okay, no problem. Okay. So we deleted our two managed instance group and unmanaged instance group. So let's directly select this instance groups. So here you can see we don't have managed instance group and unmanaged instance group, and we don't have any of the virtual machines, and we don't have instance template. So try to delete each and everything after completing your lab, guys, because Google Cloud will charge some of the amount from you. And in next video, I'll explain you how to create a load balancers using unmanaged instance group. And after that, I will explain you how to create auto scaling groups and everything. And yes, that's it for today's video. And if you like my video, please do like, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel, guys. And see you in the next video. And bye.